Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 59.
Almost 60. 59 it is.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful week here in lovely Wisconsin. We're back to winter in case any of you haven't been paying attention. Yes, it was. We had, 80 degrees, 76 degrees, I think it was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday was okay, but windy.
Yep.
Monday, Tuesday, snow.
Yep.
Mother Nature.
Get over yourself, Wisconsin. It's not funny anymore. Pick one.
It's going to be.
Just pick one. I only want one of my jackets out, not all of them.
I saw so many sunburned people at the game on Sunday because they got that full, gambit of sun on Saturday. And then Sunday, they're all in shorts thinking it's now summer.
It was awesome.
It's not, people. No. It's going to be below freezing.
Yep.
Anyway, welcome to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We love our weather.
Yeah.
Where it's winter till it's not, and then it is again. Yeah.
Right.
So it goes from winter to summer to winter.
Yeah. I was watching Nora's first softball practice last night, and it made me grateful that I worked in indoor football. And I don't say that often because I like it outside, but I'm like, holy cow. These
there were
kids
fans saying
jerseys over jackets over hoodies for 30 minutes of catch.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So we had a game on Sunday.
We had a heck of a game.
We had a heck of a first half game.
We had half of a game?
I'm not really sure what happened in the second half, but I'm glad we had the first half to rely on. Mike Davis, talked to him before the game. We had some exchange of our pleasantries that he and I do. We're very sarcastic with one another. And, welcome to Green Bay. They do have awesome looking helmets, I have to say.
I said that.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember, and he looked kind of confused when I said hi to him in the locker room because I made it a point to go say hi and thank him. Because when I took the job 9 years ago, 8 seasons, I was pretty sure it was him and Todd you guys had me call because he's like an original indoor football guy too, working for Nebraska at the time.
He was in Nebraska.
I did call him because I just thanked him
just
for,
to
hey,
understand
my start.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think he remembered. So I am the longest. I'm like a dinosaur in the football league now. But I think it finally clicked, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I called you 8 years ago when they bought the team.
Yeah.
Just asking group sales and logistic questions, and yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he has. He's a good guy. I know he was getting frustrated with his players after a while, but they came back and they almost took it. So there's that. I get it. That's
I was
frustrating.
in full run around because that was a bunch going on game, and like someone had caught me in the hallway and was like, yeah, this isn't over. They're letting him back in. And I hadn't checked the score for probably 3 quarters, which would have still been 34-0. I'm like, what is happening? So yeah.
I missed the second half of the game because
we're talking about that one on air.
Well, we can. I totally forgot something at home, and Ryan at the beginning of I was into third quarter. Yeah. Ryan's like, hey, Kathy, where are the towels for the band? And I went, they're in my dryer at home. You said
in the dryer. And I'm like, oh, the dryer in the rush? No. The one at home.
I'm on my way. So there I was in my vehicle, running out to Sabisky and back, telling Ryan, I'm coming in by the ambulance door. Needless to say, I have 8 beautiful towels that are now in my possession because the band did not use them.
Fantastic.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Fantastic.
After the game, we had some great catches in the game. I will say that. Yeah. Mbai did a beautiful, and he even said to me after the game, he said, I thought I was going to run it back. Yeah. But it took all of me to actually catch it and fall with it. So caught it in their end zone, but all good, good stuff. So I didn't want to leave out the players that had some amazing.
It was some good football.
It was great football. Yeah. That first quarter was like, oh my gosh, where have these guys been?
Yep.
This is a football game. And even though we almost threw it away, still, all these games in, we have the lowest scoring games across the league.
We do. And that's Corey's calling card. Much to your credit, sir.
Yes. Yes.
We play a full game. I think Corey would admit that we haven't done that yet on all sides, even though we lit up Vegas to start the game. We'll be pretty good. I mean, because all these coaches over the years always told me if you can hold them, if you can stop them 3 times, you should win every indoor football game.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have that problem of stopping the other team.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and you're right. Strengthening that quarterback position is key right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're hoping it's Sheehan that he can play the rest of the season, and he's got what it takes. And they just got off kilter. Something threw them, and then they just couldn't come back from it. So somehow they got spooked. I don't know what happened, but something did. So anyway, after we had this amazing concert with Colton Dixon.
Yeah.
Which hats off to you, Ryan, for working with Patrick and North Winds to get him in here. He's a wonderful man. You can tell his Christian values are where they should be. His bandmates were fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a Kansas City fan and a Baltimore Ravens fan, so we had to talk about that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, and you got to hang with them most of the game, so I think it's cool when you hear all the crappy sides of Hollywood or music or stardom of people who hang out in their green room and want certain colored M&Ms and legit watched the game, hung out with Kathy. After we showed him the path where he could walk to not be seen, he just forgot about it and was strolling through the lobby, strolling through the concourse. Just a really good guy. And then I forgot, and I'd heard some of his songs from over the years, but I did track him on Idol because that's when I was watching Idol when I was younger. I forgot that guy could sing. He is ridiculous. Yeah. He can sing.
He's got a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. And he's using it very well.
Yep.
Fans loved it. Fans loved the concert. We had a lot of fans new to football. Hopefully they come back for another game.
Yeah.
I think they were excited about it. You know, we did the whole, we kept telling the players that they were the opening act for Colton. So thank goodness they won.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of excited people to hear him play. Yeah. He debuted a song that comes out on Friday that no one had heard yet live. So that was really cool. And it's pretty cool tune and great message as well.
It's really cool that after the people hadn't been there before, because I had messages. I checked in today after some dentist work yesterday with Q90, the Cup, Ken's, everyone that made it possible. And it was cool because the Cup of Joy had said this was our first, she had shared it and got the message about tickets because they have artists come in, and had said this was our first indoor football game. I didn't realize how family friendly it was. And now that we've been to one, we'll support other games. So
that's
cool. It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and I can't tell you how many times, and I still have to reinforce this at home, it's not about football, people. I get that we're doing a behind the scenes, but it's about the experience that the fan gets when they come to the football game. So yes, there's football going on, but the percentage of people that are coming there for football, and I know it's you guys that are watching, it's the people that are watching the show. Yeah. It's you guys that are coming for that, but there's a low percentage of you that follow the IFL like Joey Bonadonna does. There's just, and Mitch, you know, there's not as great of a number of people that are diehard fans as there are families. And
and I think when we look at those people, and then we can name them all, that's not that you folks aren't important.
Oh my gosh, no.
We don't get more of you if we don't do this stuff we do, right?
Correct.
Like,
we got to hook them in.
If we ran ads on the Fan all day and hope people would show up at football versus doing some of the stuff we did, we're never going to get more Mitch Nolans, Tom Domrau, Sandy Pratt. The list could go on of season ticket holders who've been around long before my time. We need to do the stuff we do to continue to grow and build future Blizzard fans. So,
right, because a lot of the people that came had never even known about indoor football. They were coming there for the concert.
Youth group or church group or invited them.
Right.
And
Right. I mean, Young Life alone had over 900 tickets just to her credit and to Natalie's credit. And
Heather.
They had never. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, Heather.
Congrats on the name change.
Sorry, Heather. Did you know? No, I was talking to Natalie about Young Life. So sorry, Heather. Apologize. But anyway, all of those people had never been to an indoor football game. So we introduced all of them to it. And yes, family friendly. Mm-hmm. It's meant for families. That's the whole idea behind it. And even if they come to 3 games a season, that's better than never knowing about it.
And that's why Flex was invented.
That
if
is
you're
correct.
paying to go to 3 games, you should have bought a Flex plan. That's the math.
Right.
It's not even you're just saving money.
Right.
Like,
Right.
So
Right. And probably spending it wisely, because you probably will have more people come to one game versus another game. And it's just a better way to do your tickets. So the concert was phenomenal. Colton was awesome. I was very impressed with the fact that, well, 2 things. His line for signatures was a lot longer than the players. And again,
I think you cleared it at 8 p.m. Like,
yeah.
So
it just went to show how many people were there for him. And then also how many football fans I then saw in line going, this is really cool.
It was cool.
I had 2 separate moms talk to me about faith and how important it was and how cool it was to have a football game followed up by a Christian concert, and just kudos for all of that. So I want to thank you again for pushing that.
Yeah, and I shared, and I know you saw it because I tag you in everything because you're involved in almost everything I do. Kudos to you. But you guys can add me on Facebook. I have all of our friends and sponsors as friends. But like, to Kathy's point, like, we don't want to just become a ticket grab for churches. And since it was a big part of my music career early on and just how I was brought up, it feels yucky to play a couple Switchfoot POD songs and call it Faith and Family Night and hope churches come out. We've always wanted to do something. Had Sanctus book, COVID happen, and this is kind of, call it 8 years in the works of what it will be and continue to be, and hopefully even more. But it was surreal. Like, the laser show was awesome to sell one out. This one was really cool. So
and they had to stay for the concert because it was at the end. But we just hope that those people that come at halftime and perform stay for the rest of the game, and that doesn't always happen. But we understand sometimes those are children, and we got to get out of here because kids go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock. So
they loved it too. I think I was the last touch point with them because I was returning a pallet that Colton loaded onto his trailer back to the Rush Center, and they had been so thankful of Lighthouse. Jason, you are a different human being. You're incredible at what you do. If you watch this, PMI and our staff, they had said those bands dislike doing shows like this with the one-offs because they don't know what they're going to get in sound. It's not a major tour production. They said that the Rush Center, Lighthouse, and us were better than some of the tours they've went to.
That's fabulous.
They loved it. They were treated incredible. So shout out to PMI, Lighthouse, all Ken Sports, Northwinds, Q90, the family. I won't rattle it off again. Everybody that made it possible. So
when I went upstairs and again saw that line longer than for the players, he stayed there until
signed them
all of them were finished. So it wasn't even, hey guys, you got 10 minutes. It was, he took the time to talk to every single fan, talk through their story on where they saw him or what they, what song they like, and took photos with people, signed a lot of shoes. Now you can never get rid of that pair of shoes, people. He was really sweet and signed my sweatshirt. I didn't realize it till after. And he just said, it's like my whole sweatshirt now, which is awesome. But he was very much a joy. And I told him, anytime you're in town from Nashville and you want to sit front row, just let me know. And he's like, I'll have to wear a hat that day. And I said, yeah, you probably will.
You have a pretty notable haircut. So
people know who you are based on that hair. So, but I invited all of them to come back to a Packer game or one of our games because they were great guys.
We try and do different things at different games, and this game will always exist, much more like military night. But I said he'd be on the short list of people we'd call again in a heartbeat if it worked out because he was good.
Yeah. It was very enjoyable all the way around. Yeah.
So you have IFL?
I do have some IFL.
Yes, I knew that before I asked her.
Well, yeah. We have a major. So we're gonna have another show before the actual announcement, though. So it doesn't get announced this week; it gets announced next week. But we have something huge coming down the pike that reshapes our final game. Moving forward.
Bum, bum, bum.
So you heard it here first. I know it wasn't much. But yeah, our United Bowl is going to change a little bit, and I think it's for the good, and it's going to be exciting once Todd
I'll let the
announces
cat out
it.
of the bag. We're actually going to have a front office death match at halftime.
Let's get it on.
14 enter, 1 leaves.
I don't think you were supposed to talk about that yet.
Okay.
Strike that, Drew. Can you strike that?
When I say Drew, you say, when you say Big Bark, you say
woof. Yes, woof, woof, woof.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
I'm excited for that episode. So
It is. It's going to be really exciting.
it's cool. It is cool. It's excited. I mean, all the stuff that we're kind of get to do this year and some of the stuff the league is doing, it is exciting.
Hey, how about our title sponsor?
Yes. Cornerstone Market.
You had to look. He didn't have to look, but he did that to
I was making sure I had the right cup.
because he was afraid you were afraid that was your Blizzard cup,
So
weren't you?
I don't think the player of the game was announced yet, but it's James Brown. So I'll let the cat out of the bag by the time this airs because he had a bunch of tackle for losses, like 9 solo tackles. He was all over the place, and it hasn't been a defensive player yet for the Cornerstone Mortgage. Vicky Kropp, Adam Alec Novix. We got to figure out how to shorten that, guys. Like, I get it. Maybe I put a picture of your face on here. But the player
we
of the
could
week
have
is James.
we could have a picture of all of them come up on the screen and say your crew at and
yeah. So player of the week and proud sponsor of Strictly Blizzness. We're having a blast at games. They took I think we shared that a couple of episodes ago, took the cave for a spin and loved it.
yeah. Well, of course they did.
Literally took it for a spin.
They had the spins after. Hopefully they didn't have to call.
Had the spins.
Hopefully they didn't have to call Brabazon Law.
Yeah. For the flags in your life.
But all good, all good.
That's one of my favorite things on game day now. Because Mark hates like how many times. So he is now way better this year too. Because he changes it up every time. Like for if you've been held up in your life.
I like that.
He's good.
And Shane, I sit across from Shane down there and he'll just do a
yeah.
And I'll look over at him and go, that was a good one. He goes, I
Right.
can't even hear it anymore. So
That's what you get when you move to the front row. I love that all of our partners want to sit close, but based on where the speakers are pointed, the PA reads are golden for 80% of the bowl. They're just rough in the front row.
Right.
So, yeah.
right. They are.
Yep.
They are. It's kind of like, what did they just say?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All good.
But for all the people that need law help, rows 6 and up, call for Amazon Law.
We won't tell you what seat he's actually sitting in because he'll be getting proposition during the game.
Yeah. Yep.
In not so good way.
Right.
But anyway, that's what I have. I have that big announcement coming next week. Next week we're going to do another shift of me calling in and figuring out how we're going to do that because I'll be visiting the mouse
Right on.
as well as working on some stuff for my other business. So
Cool.
yeah.
I will be sitting at this table. Well, Kathy gets to ride Guardians of the Galaxy. You think you know a girl, and then you don't get invited to the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Oh no, hold on.
I've won a trip.
Did you not know?
I'm excited for you.
So
I know how much you
Guardians,
love that,
yeah,
so.
Guardians opens the 27th. They are doing preview rides with people,
Yeah.
which
awesome.
is pretty cool.
I got to go to when they were testing it out on the audience when Transformers opened at Universal Studios.
Awesome.
And it wasn't like a public thing. They just announced on Twitter that they were stirring toward the front of the line, like people in Transformer costumes were out. I literally stood there for an hour, and then they took a couple test rides through a month before it opened. So
Yeah,
that is cool when you get to do that before it's actually open.
it is.
Yeah,
It's a pretty neat experience. So we actually saw that on the screen. We went to a movie. We caught a movie finally.
Yeah, advertising for the ride.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The ride was on.
What do we see again? Oh, yeah. Sonic, which is outstanding.
It was fabulous.
I did read an article that I'm not going to spoil it, but he is done. Like acting, that was his last movie.
Carrie?
is done. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Just personal reasons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I know he had a lot to say without unpacking craziness on the show about the whole Will Smith thing. Like he is, I think Jim Carrey's a pretty stand-up dude from everything I've read. So yeah, he's just done. He was
had
riding off
some-
in the sunset. So
He's had some horrible things happen to him in his life.
Yep.
And he's come back from them. But, good for him if he can actually walk away. That's so hard to do.
Right.
I find him to be one of the, when you think of comedy in that crazy kind of way, you know, you think of Ace Ventura, you think of all of the different characters that he's played in The Mask. Him. Yeah, just all of those. He's such a signature performer.
Absolutely.
And so hats off to him.
Yeah.
Hats off. Because it was a great movie.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. We were torn between that and Morbius, and just with 3 home games in a row. Like, I think I was just, let's just go sit through a comedy.
Yeah.
I just don't need a vampire right now.
Well, he's a glorified vampire.
Right.
So, yeah. And we have others that are coming up that we're going to need to see. I think the end of next week, we're going to be on location in costume.
Marcus Theaters.
Yes. I'm sure we'll announce that. We'll announce that on Monday.
Coming out soon from
a couple of people.
Some major comic book company.
Yeah, I don't.
Benedict Cumberbatch, you know. One of the Olsen sisters.
Yeah.
Just saying.
She wears red, I think. I don't know. Or maybe red's in her name. I'm not sure.
The multiverse
Scarlet.
of Hobson and Trinkler. Just saying. I was trying to find a twisted way for Mark to read Multiverse of Miller Night during the PA read. And then I remembered it was Faith and Family Night. And I'm just like, I'll just make this simple. So,
yeah. Yeah, because Miller Night for a lot of people becomes a multiverse.
Yeah.
Just as they're walking through the arena.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool. So our next home game, we're away this weekend. We're at Quad Cities.
Grab the bus.
Yes, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yep.
So we have a fan bus going down to Quad Cities.
Yeah.
You get to ride the bus down with other fans. It's going to be fun. They got some stuff planned for on the bus.
Yep.
Food, drink, that kind of stuff.
When Nappy did intern orientation, there was Kahoot, other crazy games. He's got you covered on that bus.
Yeah.
All football movies.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Excellent. So you go down on the bus. There's a tailgate prior to the game. You get the game, and you also get the ride back. And you're doing it all in the same day.
Yep.
So it's a very late night, early morning.
But you can sleep on the bus.
But you can sleep on the bus. You don't have to drive. You can sober up on the way back.
And celebrate the win.
And celebrate the win.
Quad Cities won this week, though, too.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a tough.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game.
Yep.
I mean, they all have their challenges, but that one in particular, Doug still holds a grudge for
4th timeout.
the 4th timeout.
Green Bay Blizzard football, home of the 5th quarter. And the 4th timeout.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, and this will be the first time in 3 weeks that they're not in the rush, too. So
Correct. It's going to feel different. They're not going to have all that noise.
We have had some tremendous crowds for 3 weeks, too.
Yes.
We know in late June we faced the only undefeated Blizzard opponent, which is warm weather. So we
with the way the weather's
football
been,
keep carrying and our themes, we're gonna have some fun still, and the beer nights start rolling. So yeah, and it could still snow in June.
I was just gonna say,
Wisconsin's got to figure
weather. You can't
no
say anything about weather
Correct.
these days. So that's cool.
$75, Kathy. That's it.
To go to the game
And the bus ride.
Oh, people. Okay, so those people that are driving themselves down, I get that they want to stay in a hotel room.
Yeah.
So book your hotel room in Green Bay. Give your $75 because you're going to have more of a cash layout for gas
Yeah.
alone
Yep.
and a hotel room. Just take the bus.
Yep. I'm excited because I think as we continue to build benefits and things that happen reoccurring every season, like I'm glad we did this, and I believe more people will sign up as we make it a regular thing.
I do too.
Yep.
They need to see the value of it, but
Yep.
not only the value, kind of like the experience of the game, the experience of the trip. We're not going to have a away party at all. We have interns going down on the bus, so we don't really have anyone to staff it.
Because we put the interns through the ringers 3 games in a row here too. So the intern team is going, Nap is going, Selena is at a concert Friday night in Chicago. And then
so
it's
it's a
heading to the
no-brainer.
game. Yep. I have a daughter turning 13. Woof. So I am not at anything that weekend. So
You're going to be crying in
I'm
a
actually
corner.
at 3 soccer games and a birthday party. So yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
A teenager.
But please go. I wish I could, because this is the first year I've handed off the season ticket holders to anybody, Joe included. And I wish I was going. So I'm glad I get some family time this weekend after that many Blizzard things, but like it sounds like a blast. So, and I usually go to a game a year, and it is cool to sit and enjoy, sponge up other merch, promos.
Yeah, just to
check
see
out
it
without being on the clock to do anything.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and Destiny's been very good working with Nappy out of Quad
crowd,
Cities.
Great team to be going to as
yes,
well. Yep.
Yes, they are one of the other teams in the league that does bring people in, knows how to do those promos, knows how to get sponsorship. So they're very similar.
Yep.
I think Quad Cities, Iowa, and us all kind of have that same mentality. And really, Sioux Falls is getting there too. That's new ownership. So they're finding their way still, but you know, the three of us have been in the game for a while. You know, Quad City's not as long in the IFL, but all good.
So Facebook message or 920-499-BLIZZ. I think Nap's going to keep it open till Wednesday. And that's not to say that's when we're going to cut it off so we know what we're actually at. But,
yeah. And, you know, even if there was a last minute person, you could probably still get in, but we need to know if we're filling it and if we have to turn anybody away.
Correct.
So we can't have like 15 people call because it'll be first come, first serve.
Yeah. And we do want
for
to
the
thank
seats that
our
are open.
interns, but we do want people booking seats too. So we just would like to know ASAP.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. What else you got?
I don't know. That superhero night will be a blast. So
Superhero night has a different ball.
Yes. We are running out of footballs to sell. There are a couple moments in our time together, green playoff shirts on a whiteout night, where I've been like, I told you so. And then there are a couple where you can now say, hey, you should have let the rest of those white game balls come in because we are selling out of footballs. So
I did tell him.
Let's hit him with it.
So that time I was right.
Yeah, 100% right, as we're almost out of white game balls.
Yes.
So.
He said, I don't know that we should hold back any of those. Just have
we
them
didn't get to
come.
play with them 2 games, and then I've never seen football sales like we saw on Kids Night. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
was
So
crazy.
get footballs. So the military ones are getting printed with a new partner for this year. Shout out to Robinson.
Yeah.
Eating Cooling Inc. I think they do all of the things. Robinson. Sorry, Big Bark. So they got added.
He's
to the
right
military
there. You
ball
don't
with
have
our
to
friends
shout.
at Nicolay Bank. So we just had those printed. So those are on the way. And if they get here in time, I might stop us from playing with the white ball so we can sell the rest of them. So.
Well, hopefully they do.
So,
Hopefully they do.
yeah.
'Cause-
They'll be here in time for the game. I just want them in time to get the white ball removed from another game. So,
Yeah. No, I get what
Strictly
you mean.
Blizzness ball is amazing. You guys saw them all, but yeah, it's the black, red with the POW on the end and asphalt seal and repair. Superhero night ball.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the Strictly balls
There's a couple left of those. Those are flying as well.
really?
It's the white panel, even when we had, I don't know if we never ran white and green because Baden took away green and we went all white this year. So, but it's just a cool accent color.
Right.
So,
Right. It is. Awesome. Okay. I think we're done.
I think we are done.
That was a lot of talking.
Big Bird fell asleep.
Is he sleeping? Yeah, he's dozed off. So let's wake him up by hitting him with it.
So you hit him with
Yeah.
it?
Go,
Blizz.
Blizz.
Don't forget to like, follow,
Subscribe
share.
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.